Hello students, today let me discuss about Ruby Ledger. First of all, we will discuss about the introduction of the Ruby Ledger. Ruby Ledger is a first successfully discovered ledger. It was discovered by Mammon in 1960. Ruby Ledger is a solid state ledger that produces visible light. It emits deep red wavelength of 4.3 nanometer or 69943 angstrom. Ruby Ledger used the synthetic ruby crystal as its medium, in which we use a ruby crystal rod as an medium, laser medium, and ruby ledger is a three level ledger in which we have three levels: E1, E2 and E3. Here E1 is ground level, E2 is metastable, and E3 is excited level. Excited level. The second point is construction of Ruby ledger. How the Ruby ledger is formed. The important point for the Ruby ledger is it has a laser medium, pumping source, optical resonator. It has three components. Let me discuss all the components one by one in detail. This is the diagram for the Ruby ledger this is this is the ruby rod which is used as an laser medium, and on the both sides of this rod we have two mirrors, mirror M1 and mirror M2. Here the mirror M1 is fully reflected mirror, by which all the photons are total number of photons are reflected by this mirror, and M2 is a mirror which is partially reflected, by which 95% photons reflect by the mirror and the remaining will transfer to the output of the laser. And at the end, after getting a particular momentum, the photons come out from this mirror in the form of laser. This is the diagram. That was the block diagram. This is the main diagram for the Ruby ledger, in which this is a laser medium, which is of ruby crystal, and to heat up this ruby crystal we use a flex lamp, xenon flex lamp, and here one fully reflected mirror and second partially reflected mirror, as I have shown in the previous slide. And this is the power supply which is given to the flex lamp. The second point is laser medium or gain medium in the ruby ledger. In the ruby ledger, is a single crystal of ruby is used as an laser medium. It is in the form of slender, and as shown in figure in the previous slide, the laser medium is in the ruby ledger is made up of a host of spire Al2O3, which is doped with some amount of chromium ions. Ruby laser was good conductor of a good thermal property. The most next and the most important point is pumping source. As I told you, in the Ruby laser, we use a xenon flash lamp as an pumping source. It is an optical source and it provides energy to the electrons which are in the ground state, and the electron go upon the jump to the higher excited state to get the energy from the pumping source. The pumping source is the element of Ruby laser system, provides energy to the laser medium. In the Ruby laser, the population inversion is achieved by laser emission. When we give the energy to the laser medium by the pumping source, then a population inversion is achieved when the number of electrons go from ground state to excited state. Population inversion. What is the population inversion? Population inversion is the process of achieving the greater population of higher energy state than the lower energy state. Means the number of electrons are more in the higher energy state as compared to the lower energy state. In the Ruby laser, flash tube as the energy source or pumping source. When the lower energy state electrons in the laser medium gain sufficient energy from the pumping source and jump to the higher energy state or excited state, then we get a population inversion or an excited level in large number of electrons in the excited level. Now the next point is resonator. The end of the cylinder ruby rod are flat and parallel, and on the both ends are covered with two mirrors as I have shown in previous pictures, which are coated with silver. One is one is 100% coated and second is 90% coated. One end is one end of the rod is the mirror is fully silver coated, and the second end is partially silver coated. By this, the photons are reflected by 100% reflection by the fully reflected mirror and 95% reflection by the partially reflected, say, partially silver coated mirror. The full the next point for this is working of ruby laser. How the ruby laser work? As I told you, ruby laser is a three level solid state laser. In a ruby laser, optical pumping technique is used to supply energy to the laser medium. Optical pumping technique in which light is used as an energy source to raise the electron from the lower energy level to higher energy state or higher energy level. According to explain the working, we need three levels. Let us consider the three different energy levels: E1, E2, E3, with n number of atoms. And the arrangement of these levels are in such a way that E1 is very E1 and E2 and E3 in this way. Lower energy state, intermediate energy state, and higher energy state. And the naming of these are also in such a way that E1 is ground energy state, and E2 is metastable state, and the E3 is pump state or excited state. Let us assume that initially the most of the electrons are in lower energy state. For the explanation, it is our assumption that the most of the electrons are in the lower energy state. Only a teeny number of electrons are in the excited state, E2 and E3. Here, ground state. These are the three levels: E1, E2, and E3. It is our consideration that a large number in initially a large number of electrons are in the ground state and less number of electrons are in the second and third state. This is the ground state. This is the metastable state, and excited state or pump state. As I told you in the uh, previous application of the laser, helium neon laser, the laser action possible in that in the states are known as lacing action, lacing level. So the population inversion is achieved in these two states, 1 and 2, and these two states act as an lacing level. This is the lower lacing level in which laser action take place, and this is the upper lacing level. By the pumping source, the electrons jump from ground level to higher excited state, ground state to higher excited state, and the lifetime of this state is very low. It is around 10 raised to the power minus 8 second. So the number of electrons stay in this level for very short time and jump into the lower energy state, this with non-radiative radiation. Non-radiative radiation, and the sum of the electrons from metastable state to ground state fall into the ground state with spontaneous emission. This is due to the spontaneous emission, and the number if photon is emitted from this transition in random direction, and this photon force the electrons present in the metastable state, and they fall into the they fall into the ground level, upper lacing level to ground level with stimulated emission, by which we get two photon in one transition in a in a laser action direction, in a particular required direction. In this way, this process is continue for some time, and the electrons are stay in the metastable state is large as compared to the excited level, because the lifetime of the electron in metastable state is quite greater than as compared to the pumping state. By the photons are emitted in the spontaneous transition. They jump when the photon come out from the spontaneous transition. Then they move randomly here and there, and they collide with the electrons in the metastable state, and they forcefully fall down the electrons present in the metastable state to the ground state, and gives two equal frequencies photon in a required direction. And the photon emitted by spontaneous emission again move back and forth in the mirrors, two mirrors M1 and M2, and get a particular come into the particular direction, and by this transition again and again we get a number of photons in the cavity. When the light supply to Ruby laser, then photon electrons jump from E2 to E3. The lifetime of E3 is small, so the electron cannot stay longer in this level. After a short time, it fall into the E2 level, releasing radiation less energy. The lifetime of the metastable zone is quite larger as compared to the E3. As a result, the number of electrons in the metastable state increases and a population inversion is achieved, which is the most important requirement for the laser action. After after some period, the electrons in the metastable state E2 falls into the lower energy state, as I told you, by releasing energy in the form of photon, which is called spontaneous emission. When the emitted photon interact with the electrons in the metastable states, it forcefully makes that the electron fall into the ground state. This process is called stimulated emission. This process is called stimulated emission, by which we get a uh, twice photon in respect of one photon, and in this way we get a number of millions electrons are stimulated and emit the lights, and we get a successful laser beam, intense laser beam. Laser beam, we get an intense laser beam. This is the construction, working, introduction of the helium, of the Ruby laser.